Hey folks, it's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. Tony the Technician is doing a giveaway. I'm going to put a link to his giveaway video down below. There's a few different things you can choose from if you win. I want the step drill bits. I've always wanted some of those and it seems great. But he's also giving away some Knipex and some other stuff. And I'll do a toolbox tour. I just got a bunch of free tools from Mark Fox. Thank you very much, Mark. And most of those are in my toolbox, so I'll show that all to you, and I'll give you a quick tour of the air compressor. I finally got all the wiring done and got the air compressor fixed. Let me tell you, if there's something that could be wrong with an air compressor, I think it was wrong with this one. So here is the air compressor. It is hooked up and working. I moved it back here to the corner, and I extended that 220 outlet back here to this corner. Also, we're going to branch off of my 120 outlet over there over to here too. It fits better back here in the corner. I still have to get this cover plate. It's on order for the motor. I don't have the cover plate for this, so I made a little plastic cover with some electric tape. Got the plumbing all done on it. It has a new ball check valve in it. The oil's been changed again. Just changed it twice because it was overfilled by 2 quarts, which was locking the motor up, which had broken the belt. And the tank was full of sludge and water in the bottom, so I got that all cleaned out as best as I could. So I'll just show you here. Go ahead and run this angle grinder, and we'll let it kick on. Anytime. So it runs. How about that? It's just kind of tucked back here in the corner. It's on that little piece of wooden pallet. The threads were stripped out. I was going to try to put the gauge over here, but the threads were stripped out. So I ended up just having to put it back here. So I've got the pressure regulator was all out of whack too. Somebody been playing with that. So I got it set so it pumps up to 110 pounds, and then right as it comes across 90, it kicks back on. Gives me plenty of power to work with. It's all fairly airtight, but this shutoff valve leaks when it's open just a tiny bit when I put some soap and water on it, but when it's closed, it's fine. So I'll probably just leave that. So now let's do the garage tour. So the electric service, like I said, was upgraded. If you missed those videos, I changed out from that to that. So got everything labeled. That's my air compressor. I'll shut it off. My other 110 circuits, and then my main shut off here. I got a little dedicated outlet for my old air compressor, which will be moving back to the shed now. And that's my little stick welder that I plug in there too. And when you kick it up on high, you're supposed to use a 20 amp circuit with it. I got some standard deep sockets over here on the workbench because I don't use standard much. I got my Ryobi batteries. And I can't afford that Milwaukee stuff. Got a big jar of spare electrical stuff. Got my soldering iron. Got my bench grinder. I have a vise and a drill press downstairs that are going to move up here soon. Got a monitor. This is some kind of vise that goes on the drill press. And got a shotgun reloader that really needs cleaned up and packed away because I'm just not going to use it. So that brings us over to the toolbox. So around the toolbox I got me a set of AC gauges. We got some bare aspirin, some lights, got me a Vulcan, some more lights. So here is the mid-length Gearwrench sockets that Mark Fox gave me. I love these. They're awesome. Those are my impact sockets back there. I just broke my 14. I need to replace it, and I have some other sizes I've just never had. I haven't needed them yet though. My half-inch drive stuff, I'm missing a couple. They've either broken or gotten lost, but I'll get some eventually for it. That's my 1/4-inch drive stuff. And then this is the 3/8 drive. This is all the Duralast ones that Mark Fox gave me. Got them all moved up here, except for the 20, because that didn't have a 20. But it turns out my 20 is actually a Duralast. So I've got a complete Duralast set. Oh, and the 7. My 7 is actually an Armstrong. So I've got my Hex Keys. These are my standard ones that he gave me. I took the little end off with the bench grinder just because it fits better in my toolbox that way. And then there is the metrics. I've already been using these a few times working on that air compressor, and I got this one big giant hex that's a 1/2-inch hex. Not sure why I needed that, but I needed it for something. So I come down to my drawer. This is my sockets. I got lots of different extensions. These I got by accident. They're 1/2-inch to 3/8 ones at Harbor Freight. I meant to get 1/2-inch. But I'll show you why it's actually good that I have those here in a second. My ratchets. This Gearwrench 1/4-inch drive is so nice. This is one Mark Fox gave me as well. I love it. But just a little selection of ratchets, breaker bars. I have this little brake tool, little stubby spark plug gapper. These 2 spark plug sockets are out of the ones Mark Fox sent me. And then this Duralast 5/8 one I kept up here because it's got the magnet in it, and I like that. And so we go down to the next drawer. Let's see. Oh, I got some axle nut sockets and stuff back there too. This is mostly screwdriver land. I got some cheap Harbor Freight ones for when I just need to pry and bead on stuff. I have my Stanley Fat Max screwdrivers. I still love these. And I still have every one of them. And these have just been the best screwdrivers. They're like a diamond tip or something. But they really dig in and grab. I love those screwdrivers. And I've dunked them in oil and stuff several times and they clean right up. Like, I'll drop them in an oil pan. Got my picks. Now, Mark got me a snap-on pick, but it's in the house on my nightstand right now because I was using it. But I just got some little Pittsburgh picks and stuff in here. This little stuff that comes in handy. This is my impact driver. Get that out of here. I can open it. This is a little cheapy Chinese impact driver. I don't even remember where it came from. I've got that, and then I got these Vim bits that fit in it. This is a little thing of bits that Mark Fox gave me. So this is Easy Red wrenches. These are some micrometers that I dug out of my father-in-law's machinist tools because I needed to measure some brake rotors. So those work excellent. These are a new addition, and I have some standard ones too. These are all the metrics I have, but they're just wobble deep sockets. Friend of mine, my friend who's the mechanic, had a big bucket of tools he's looking to get rid of for 20 bucks, so I said I'll take them. See, I bought out of these like screw extractors from Harbor Freight. Haven't got to use them yet. I still have my easy outs with the one missing. These are my turbo sockets. These things I've only used them a few times, but they have been a lifesaver when I've needed them. Down here I keep a lot of my oil change, general maintenance type stuff, antifreeze tester, thermometer, battery terminal cleaner, and I have a little 1/4 inch drive set of sockets that are standard. Here it's an old Thorson or an old S&K tool set. This was my father-in-law's, so that comes in handy. And these are my standard 3/8 drive. Yeah, I found these cleaning out the garage, so it's pretty cool. These are all my 3/8 drive standard sockets. And this back here is a micrometer that was my father-in-law's and his machinist tools, which comes in handy for measuring things too, once in a while. I have a magnifying glass because I'm blind. And this is a inner tie rod removal tool. I've only needed it a couple times, but it's a handy tool to have. Come down to the bottom box. These are all my wrenches. This is all metric wrenches in here. I've got a couple missing. I gotta find them, put them back. But I've got a few nice wrenches. This is a Blue Point. That's an actual snap-on. This is Williams, which is Snap-on's industrial brand. I've got cheap stuff. This is Pittsburgh, but these have worked fine. These are Pittsburgh ratcheting floppy end wrenches. I've got some crow's feet back in there. Somewhere I have some metric line wrench crow's feet. Oh, I took them off the rail. They're all over here. Those are all Harbor Freight too, but they work good when I need them. And this is my plier drawer. It's a bunch of pliers. These are my generic Knipex that I got at Tractor Supply. I've used the crap out of them, and they still bite in and work just perfectly fine. I love them. There's my snap ring pliers. I threw those other pieces of junk away. These are the snap-on snap ring pliers that Mark Fox gave me. I love them. This is where I keep all my air tools. I have to say I really love this Husky Impact. Thing's still working great. This is my back probe kit that I saw Keith from New Level Auto use, and I thought I'm going to order one of those. It's pretty cheap. And I've got some fuses and butt connectors, some cotter pins, some more Mibro drill bits. These quick start Mibros, I love these drill bits. I use the crap out of them, and they just take it and take it. Hose clamps, and some nitrile O-rings, Freon sniffer, and that's about all that's there that's worth mentioning. Oh, I got my compression tester, and then I also have my hose here that I hook up to my leak down tester. This is all my electrical crap. I got another little Actron scanner in here. I've got multimeters, analog meter, timing light, heat shrink tubing, butane soldering iron, extra wire. Just every time I need to do electrical stuff, I got my T-pins right here. So just every time I do electrical stuff, I got my electric tape. That's my drawer. This is some torque wrenches, some Harbor Freight torque wrenches in the back. C-clamp, snap-on flaring kit. I'm gonna open it. Man, it's old, but it is actually a snap-on one. But yep. And there's an old ball joint tool. Tubing bending tool. This is handy for doing brake lines. You get that at Harbor Freight. Like it says it won't do 3/16 or whatever on here on the box, but if you use that smallest size, it'll bend it just fine. But you find that with the plumbing stuff at Harbor Freight. And there's some little easy strike welding rods, piston ring compressor, torque angle meter, quick connect disconnect tools. That's pretty much what that store is all about. Oh. This is kind of my everything else. So this is my Straggler bin. So I got those Craftsman ratchets, which are down here. When I need an extra ratchet, I have one. But I kind of am full of ratchets up top. And I like that 1/2 inch one though, because it's shorter than my other 1/2 inches. So I'll definitely use it. What else? I just have a box of crap here. Oh, I found that Rule King now sells metric bolts in bulk, so I bought a bunch of metric bolts in different sizes. This is also all different metric bolts in this bag. I got my little grinder disc that you're not supposed to use to clean off gaskets, but you do anyway if you're like me. This is a little vice grip chain thing. This is one of those tools I thought, this looks really awesome, I gotta get it, and I don't think I've used it yet. A brake line bleeder bottle thing. This 3-jaw puller, I actually thought I was going to need one a while back, and I ended up not needing it, but I found this at a pawn shop for $10, and I got them to come down to $7, so I got it. There's a soldering gun under there. This is a on GM 3300s, or 30, I guess it's 3400s and stuff. The dog bones you can take out and roll the motor forward with that tool. This is a coil spring compressor. This is supposed to be one of the sturdiest ones, and it's got these special little things that you bolt on, these little hooks, so that it won't twist out on you. I'm going to be changing some coil springs. I normally like to buy whole strut units, but I tried to find what looked like it had the best reviews and was the safest that I could afford. So once I use it, I'll do a video about that. Wheel bearing packer. This thing doesn't even work. I should just get rid of that. I need to get one of those ones. It's like the plastic bottle. You drop it in there and like pump it. But that's pretty much it for the toolbox. Let's see. Oh, I got. See, I keep all my funnels over here. There's the star bits that Mark Fox gave me. I've used those several times already. Some bottles of cleaner, magnetic trays. Come over here, there's just some like nut drivers and stuff on the wall there. First aid kit, some table saw blades. I should take those back to the shed. Hammers, that hammer came from Mark Fox. So that's an upgrade to my wooden one. And then these are the first sockets I ever got when I was a teenager with my own money. And I still have every one of them. Never broken one. Craftsman 6-point metrics, and I use them all the time. Like, that's what I normally grab if I'm running anywhere, like out to the driveway or whatever. I grab a ratchet and those. A couple different sizes of bolt cutters, a belt for something, I don't remember what. I think that might be for the Pontiac. I just keep different chemicals and stuff here on this bench. Baby powder for putting on my nitrile gloves. Propane torch, an extra bottle of propane. Wheel bearing grease. These are actually where I keep any manuals that I have that are paper ones. So I have a full set of manuals for the 99 Grand Am, the actual factory manuals. And I have the Mitchell electrical manual that covers it. Some more random bolts and nuts. That's a Pitman arm for my truck, and that is a motor mount for the Pontiac. Shop towels, nitrile gloves, different kinds of antifreeze. This is a new addition here. It's just a cheapie from Amazon. It's a little vacuum pump gauge that you can also use to bleed brakes. I got my little Venturi AC vacuum thing down there. Extra spark plug wires. Anytime I have some assorted wires, I throw them in this box. Let's see, that's a security bit set. That is a partially complete 1/4-inch drive Husky ratchet set. My grease gun. Oh, did I show my air tool drawer? I don't think I did I? Did I? Oh yeah, I showed my air tool drawer. Okay. I saw the air compressor and thought about that. Have some of this PVC or vinyl hose or whatever for the air compressor. Don't ever buy that. It's terrible. It turns into a twisted pretzel and then you trip and fall into it and you're trapped until somebody can come get you out. It's really bad, especially when it gets cooler outside. Buy that red stuff. It's heavier, but it works. I got pipe wrenches hanging up back there. Some yard tools and different things. That's my engine hoist. And engine stand. And that's my jack. Oil pan. So we come down over here. Got the radio that I gotta get some speakers hooked up to it. Then I try to keep a little assortment of parts in this cabinet. It's actually an old VCR tape cabinet. But I keep like extra oil filters and different things in there. I even have an extra set of brake pads for the Hyundai. I keep, let me walk over here and show you a little closer. I keep like the big multi-packs of all the different kinds of light bulbs and some individual packs of light bulbs. Common ones that I need for myself for cars I work on. Here's some more light bulbs. Those should be up there. Okay, oil filters. And just different parts for things I'm getting ready to do or that I know I'm need on a regular basis. And that's what I keep here. Got a battery charger up there from like 1942 or something. It works. It charges batteries. It does 6-volt batteries too. So I keep it around. It's only 6 amps. I have a 50 amp one in the shed. Keep all my different oils for oil changes and stuff up here. This is just all old chemicals and bottles of crap. Most of it I probably need to get rid of. And some old trays of stuff. Some of this is just from my father-in-law that I haven't gone through yet. But yeah, that's my garage pretty much. I'm gonna probably put that coal burning stove on Craigslist because I just don't need it. This little propane heater here keeps this garage plenty warm. So I think once I upgrade the electric service, I only have 30 amps coming out here now. I'm gonna get like a 60 amp service out here. I'll hang up one of those overhead heaters up here somewhere. Oh yeah, I've added that Mustang flag. I don't have a Mustang, but I used to have one when I was a teenager. I had a couple of them. Totaled one. I wrapped it around a pole. Put the motor in another one. So one day I want to have a Mustang again. I like to get an older one that I could restore and make it nice. It's my retirement project, hopefully. So, oh, I have also a couple other things. This is my leak down tester that I made. You can see me use that in the diagnosing the Pontiac engine video. That's my Autel code reader. The Autel's nice, though sometimes it doesn't communicate with certain cars, but this one does airbags and ABS, and that little Actron I have only goes to 2010, and there's no more updates for it, and it does not do airbags. It does ABS, but not airbags. So, Actron's nice if I'm doing something quick. The Autel covers a little bit more stuff. Anyway, that is Frugal Prepper's garage and toolbox store. So check out Tony the Technician's giveaway. He's giving away some cool stuff. Maybe I should show you back here too, real quick. It's the garage tour that never ends. Turn on this light. Let me show you this. So I also keep a whole bunch of crap back here. Like, I have all these garden tools. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with them because I don't need most of them. Some of them I do. Back here is like brake drums for the PT Cruiser. It's where I keep my jack stands, wheel chocks, some other stuff. I got a strut there. I've got some air filters over there. Windshield washer fluid up there. So that's also a place where I keep a bunch of parts. This is also where I hang my snap-on creeper. So I have that snap-on creeper. It wasn't cheap, but I love that creeper. It works really well for me. Then I have this really thick pad that I like to sit onto. And I still have my old snap-on drop light. I've had this thing forever, but it just still works great. It plugs in, and it works. Okay. So, Frugal Prepper's garage tour. Check out Tony the Technician's giveaway. Tell you that air compressor was a beast. I've been working on it for well over a week now. Doing a bunch of wiring and stuff. Finally got it all going. I'm happy with that. So the little Harbor Freight 20-gallon one can now go back to the shed and replace the little 1.5-gallon Campbell Hausfeld that's like on its last leg. It's, you know, every time I'm turning it on, I'm like, wow, you still work. It's amazing. You know, it's like, I thought you weren't going to work this time because it's like knocking and rattling, and it takes like an hour to come up to pressure. So I'll talk to y'all later. It's Tom, Frugal Prepper. Oh yeah, I got a Mustang flag with a light that shines on it, and a snap-on toolbox, and an air compressor over in the corner. My man cave is now complete with a few more tools.